Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. And in this video, we're going to talk about the heat that's been happening down in Arizona. And the thing is that it's so hot that doctors are treating a spike of patients who were burned by falling on the ground. So this right here is a July 24th, 2023 article. Today is the 26th when I'm recording this. Here's another. This is a BBC, and this was 2 days ago, so this was on the 24th, and U.S. heat wave leads to rising numbers of burns, and the New York Post said that falling on the ground in Arizona can send you to the hospital with severe burns as pavement hits 180 degrees, and this is today, July 26, 2023, so it's summer, it's hot. I'm not one of these, oh my God, it's the end. Look at this heat. Okay, it's always hot in the summer. Okay, right here, what came across my Facebook feed today? This right here, 1936. Escaping Nebraska's hottest day ever recorded with a high temperature of 115 degrees. And the residents of Lincoln slept on the lawn of the state capitol when temperatures never fell below 91 degrees. So, in the Depression, in the 40s, 50s, probably still some places today, when it gets hot out at night and it's still hot in your home, but it has cooled off outside, for a very long time, people have been sleeping outside. Okay, so we have always had high temperatures. So I'm not sure why everybody seems to be falling on pavement right now, but right now in Maricopa County, Arizona, people are being brought into the emergency room with significant, sometimes life-threatening burns. And for the past 3 to 4 weeks of this record heat wave, people have been burnt just by falling on the ground. So Dr. Kevin Foster, director of the burn services at the Arizona Burn Center and Valleywise Health, said the numbers are higher and the seriousness of injuries are higher, and we don't have a good explanation for it. So he said every single one of the 45 beds in the burn center is full, and 1/3 of patients are people who fell and burned themselves on the ground. There are also burn patients in ICU, intensive care, and about half of those patients are people burned after falls. So this continues that asphalt is dark and dense, and since it's a dense material, and the dark color causes it to absorb light, it heats up, and it can hold heat even after the sun has been shining on it. So yeah, it holds heat even after dark, and it says that on a hot day, asphalt can easily be 40 to 60 degrees hotter than the air. So that Foster said that the temperature of asphalt and pavement and concrete and sidewalks in Arizona on a warm, sunny day or summer afternoon is 180 degrees sometimes, basically, just a little below boiling. So he said it can only take a fraction of a second to get a pretty deep burn. For people who have been on the pavement for 15 to 20 minutes, the skin is completely destroyed, and the damage often goes deep down, meaning it is a 3rd degree burn. And so he sees people like that. He sees burns like that after people survive a house fire. He said these are really serious injuries. A couple of these articles warn about pets too. They say they face injuries too. If it's too hot for you to be on the pavement in the sidewalk, then it's too hot for them. It says that dog booties can help provide some insulation and protection for the pads on their paws, but they can also disguise the hurt. So, be wearful of your four-legged furry friends. So right here, They say that Phoenix has now seen a record breaking 24 consecutive days of temperatures above 110. And that is very hot if you've ever been in it. I've been in it down in Arizona, and it's not fun. And they talk to that same Dr. Kevin Foster here, and he says that adding the rate of new patients has outpaced the 2020 so far this summer. He said many of the patients are elderly people who have fallen after quickly becoming unsteady in the heat, or children who don't get off the ground quickly after falling. He says the biggest problem is drug users who are often dehydrated and can faint on the sidewalks. When people go down to a hot surface and stay there, it only takes 10 to 15 minutes to suffer heat exhaustion, burn, or other problems. And he added that some of the burns are deep, third-degree burns that will require skin grafts. And a lot of the people are in for burns sustained touching hot surfaces such as metal car seatbelts. So, yeah, even when you get off of the hot pavement and you get into your car that is basking in the sun too, the metal on many of the things in your cars can give you a burn too. It says here that touching metal or asphalt for only a few seconds can be enough to cause severe burns. And right here, this guy, Christopher Malcolm, a 73-year-old Air Force veteran in Vegas, said that he was badly burned after sitting on the ground at a bus stop on a day with temperatures reaching 110 degrees. He said, I guess the pavement was hot enough so that it burned, although I was wearing blue jeans. He didn't realize the extent of his injuries at first. And so, yeah, even you're sitting on the ground, even with a thick pair of blue jeans between you and that hot asphalt, it can cause problems. So, this article has some interesting information here. It says that skin burns at temperatures of 118 degrees or higher, according to the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and the ground can heat up throughout the day to dangerously high temperatures. The most dangerous type of ground is dark asphalt, which absorbs more heat than other surfaces. The temperature of asphalt and pavement and concrete and sidewalks on a warm, sunny afternoon in Arizona is 180 degrees sometimes. So I think that was the same quote as the first article. And it says right here, getting a pretty deep burn can only take a fraction of a second. If skin comes into contact with pavement for 10 to 20 minutes, the skin is completely destroyed. So that might have been from before too. And it says here that last year, 85 patients were hospitalized for contact burns, 7 of whom died from their injuries, according to Valleywise Health website. Most patients require an average of 2 surgeries, and 1 patient required 18 surgeries. On average, patients with contact burns were hospitalized for 16 days. Of those patients, 33% of them required ICU, intensive care, and 70% required medical ventilation. And then this article talks about taking care of your furry friends too, because humans aren't the only one in danger of suffering contact burns in the summer months. So, yeah, your furry friends, their feet are on the same, just like sand on the beach. How many times have you been at the beach and the sand is just too hot to walk on, and you put down a blanket and you walk with sandals on because it's just too hot to walk on the beach. But right now, for some unexplained reason, as they say here, people are getting burned by falling to the ground and getting on very hot asphalt. So, we all know it's summer, it's hot. It's just common sense that asphalt, is hotter than the grass. And it's just Be careful out there, people. Serious things can happen regardless if global warming isn't real or not. This heat is dangerous. Drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated. Stay out of the sun. Stay in the heat. Oh yeah, look at this heat. And I mean, stay out of the heat. Stay in the shade. I said heat because I was looking at this. But here's oh yeah, Mr. CNN doing his New World Order propaganda. Heat. Oh my God, heat, heat, heat. Guess what? It's always been hot in Arizona in the summer. Anybody that lives down there will tell you that. Okay, that's why snowbirds go down to Arizona for the winter and then they leave in the summer because, yeah, it's pretty unpleasant. And it's been this way for many, many years. We have had very high temperatures and people used to just sleep outside. That was the solution. Now it's air conditioning and, things that I don't necessarily agree with because they do cause environmental problems, real problems, even if global warming isn't real. But right now, whether you're in Arizona or not, whether you're in somewhere where it's very hot, asphalt gets very hot and it stays very hot after dark. And even the metals in your car can be very hot. You can get burned just by touching the hot metals in your car. So, especially watch out for kids and don't let them just go running around the asphalt. If they fall and they can't get up, they could be in ICU and things happen that fast. That's why they're called accidents and not intentionals. So enjoy your summer, but know the risks. And, regardless of the global warming propaganda and, the whole push for that, it's hot, it's summer, and there are dangers associated with the heat. And this is one of them. So stay tuned, people.